exterior angles. Here also we need to follow that two instructions. What is the first one? Those two angles must be lies same side of a transversal. First one is the same side of a transversal. Next, second one, both also should be exterior angles. Both angles should be exterior angles. Okay, here also we need to follow that these two instructions. What is that first one? Same side of a transversal. Okay, here same side of a transversal means 1, 8, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, same side of a transversal angles, we know that. Exterior angles they are saying. So, exterior angles we need to write 1, 8, 2, 7. Those four are the exterior angles. And come to that again, first point, same side of a transversal. So, once observe that right side of a transversal and those two angles must be exterior. Okay, so this angle and this angle, once observe that 1 and 8. 1 and 8, those two angles lies same side of a transversal, satisfying the first point. Okay, come to the second point. 1 and 8, those two are exterior angles. So, satisfying the second one also. So, here that's why first pair is angle 1 and angle 8. This is one of the pair of co-exterior angles. Next, come to that left hand side. So, here exterior angles 2 and 7. Exterior angles and in the same way lies same side of a transversal. So, another one is angle 2, angle 7. Here this is another pair. Is it clear? So, how many pairs are formed here? 2 pairs of co-exterior angles will be formed here. How many co-interior angle pairs are formed here? 2 pairs of co-interior angles also formed here. Okay, so we will call that co-interior and co-exterior angles are also known as allied angles. We will call that co-interior angles and co-exterior angles. Those 4 pairs also known as allied angles. Okay, is it clear? So, this is about that co-interior angles and co-exterior angles. Okay, next one here we need to discuss about that corresponding angles. Here also we need to follow some instructions. The first one is both the angles lie same side of a transversal. Both the angles lie same side of a transversal. Okay, this is the first point, and the second one is one of the angle is interior, another angle is exterior. Okay, this is that second instruction. And the next one is angles must be non-adjacent. Angles must be non-adjacent. Okay, so these 3 points need to follow here. Okay, what is the first one? Both the angles lies the same side of a transversal. And the next one is one of the angle is interior, another one is exterior. Okay, and the last one, this is the important one, angles must be non-adjacent. Okay, adjacent means those 2 angles formed at a fixed point. No, here non-adjacent means angles formed at 2 distinct points. Okay, then we will call those 2 angles are non-adjacent angles. Okay, once observe that those 2 angles must be non-adjacent and lies at that same side of a transversal. Here I am going to say that right side of a transversal. So, right side of a transversal we have here, right side we have here 1, 4, 5, 8. We have here totally 4 angles lies right side of a transversal. Okay, so first one, lies of the same side of a transversal completed, first point. Come to that second one. One of the angle is interior, another one is exterior. One of the angle is interior, another one is exterior. So we can consider that 1,4 and 1,5 also we can take. Okay. Next 4,8 and 5,8 also we can take. 1,4, 1,5. Next 4,8. And the next one of the angle is exterior, another one is interior, no, 5,8. Like this also we can take, no. Just I am writing here, according to that first point, I written here 4 angles. I come to that second point, by using the second point, I written here 4 pairs. And at last one say that angles must be non-adjacent. Okay, angles must be non-adjacent means 1 and 4 formed at the same point. That's why 1 and 4, those two are not corresponding angles. Okay. Next, 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Those two angles are non-adjacent angles and lies at the same side of a transversal. And those two angles, one is interior, another one is exterior. So that pair is following these 3 instructions or not? Yes, that is following. So this is one of the pair of corresponding angles. Okay. Come to that next one. 4 and 8. 4 and 8. 4 and 8 also, one of the angle is interior, another one is exterior, satisfying. And those two lies the same side of a transversal, satisfying. And those two angles formed at 2 distinct points, which means those two are non-adjacent angles. So third point also satisfying, no. So this is another pair of corresponding angles. Okay. Come to that 5 and 8. 5 and 8. Is this a pair of corresponding angles? No. Why? Because of 5 and 8, those two also forms at the same common point. Okay. That's why here those two are adjacent angles. But here those two angles must be non-adjacent. So how many pairs are formed here? 2 pairs of corresponding angles are formed at the right side of a transversal. Now come to that left side. Here again, left side we need to observe 2, 3, 6, 7. Left side we have that 4 angles. Next, pairs once observe that 2, 3. Next 2 and 6. Why? Because one of the angle is interior and one of that is exterior. Just like that first one only I am writing. Next, another one is 3, 7, 6 and 7. Here also 4 angles formed. So just observe that 2 and 3. 2 and 3 lies same side of a transversal. First one satisfying, and one of the angle is interior and another one is exterior. Interior angle, exterior angle satisfying, but angles must be non-adjacent. These two angles are formed at a same point. That's why this is not satisfying. If one point not satisfying means then those two not forms that corresponding angles. Okay. Next, 2 and 6. 2 and 6 lies same side of a transversal, and one of the angle is in exterior, another one is interior, and those two forms at 2 distinct points, which means those two are non-adjacent. So this is satisfying. Clear? Next, 3 and 7, that is also satisfying. Why? Because interior, exterior lies same side of a transversal and those two non-adjacent angles. Next, 6 and 7. First 2 points satisfying, but the last point not satisfying here. These two also formed at the same common point, which means 6 and 7 are adjacent angles. Okay, but here we need to take non-adjacent. That's why this is not forms here corresponding angles. Okay, so in totally how many pairs of corresponding angles are formed? Totally 2 right hand side and 2 left hand side. So in totally we have that 4 pairs of corresponding angles will be formed by a transversal. Okay. So what are those pairs here? So the first pair is angle 1 and angle 5. Next one, angle 4 and angle 8. Next, angle 2, angle 6. Next one, angle 3, angle 7. Okay, in totally we have that how many pairs of corresponding angles? Totally we have that 4 pairs of corresponding angles will be formed by a transversal. Is it clear? Yes. Here next one, angles made by a transversal. Here next one is alternate angles. Okay, here also we need to follow some instructions. There is the first one, both the angles lie both sides of a transversal. Both sides of a transversal. Okay, here angles must be lies both sides of a transversal. Next point is angles must be non-adjacent. Angles must be non-adjacent. That is the second point. And the next one, if the angles are interior, then the angles are called alternate interior angles. Okay, then the angles are alternate interior angles. Next, if the angles are exterior, then the angles are called alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Okay, once observe that points here. Both the angles lies both sides of a transversal. Okay. Next, angles must be non-adjacent. Angles must be non-adjacent. Next, if the angles are interior, which means both the angles must be interior in alternate interior angles. Okay, and both the angles must be exterior in that alternate exterior angles. Okay, here the condition is must. Okay, so according to that condition, here I am going to write that alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles I am going to write. Just observe that. So alternate interior means these 4 angles we need to observe, right? Interior angles only. So first point, both the angles lies both side of the transversal. So we can take that 3, 4 and 3, 5. Okay, 3, 4 and 3, 5. Okay. Next, angles must be non-adjacent. They are saying angles should not be adjacent. Okay. So 3 and 4 are adjacent angles. That's why that is not forms here alternate interior angle. Okay. 3 and 5. So this is satisfying that angles lies both sides of a transversal, and those two also interior angles, and those two are non-adjacent angles. Okay. 3 also satisfying now here. So this is one of the pair. Okay, like that only. Another one, what is that? Here 4 and 6. Okay, 3, 4, 4, 6. 4, 5 and 4, 6 also like that we can take now. So another one is 4 and 6. This is these two angles lies both sides of a transversal, and those two are interior angles, and those two are non-adjacent angles. So that is also satisfying, no? So this is another pair of alternate interior angles. Okay. Now, alternate exterior angles. Okay. alternate exterior angles. So here exterior angles we need to observe. Again, both the angles lies both sides of a transversal 1, 2, 7, 8. Both sides of a transversal, and those two must be non-adjacent. Okay. So first I am going to take that 2, 1. Next 2, 8. These two angles I am going to consider. Just observe that 2 and 1 lies that both sides of a transversal. First point satisfying. Second one, angles must be non-adjacent. So 2 and 1 are adjacent angles. So that is not satisfying. Next 2 and 8. Okay, those two are exterior. Those two forms both sides of a transversal. And those two are non-adjacent angles. Okay, this is exterior angle pair. Okay, next one. Another one is 1 and 7. And in the same way we can write that 1 and 7 also. Okay. And 8 and 7 also we can write. But here 8 and 7, those two are adjacent angles, no. Okay. The angles must be non-adjacent, they are asking. But here those two are adjacent. So that's why this is another pair. So in totally here, two interior and two alternate, two pairs of alternate interior angles will be formed, and two pairs of exterior angles will be formed. Alternate exterior angles. So in totally how many alternate angles pairs will be formed here? 4 pairs will be formed. Just like that, corresponding angles only, 4 pairs of corresponding angles will be formed by a transversal. Okay, and here 4 pairs of alternate angles also will be formed by using a transversal. Okay. So what are those angles here? Alternate interior angles. Which angles form? Angle 2, angle 8, and angle 1 and angle 7. This is exterior angle pair. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate interior angles pair. So here alternate interior angles pairs. What are those? Angle 3, angle 5. Angle 4, angle 6. Okay, in totally we have that 4 pairs of alternate angles. Okay, so this is that classification or angles made by a transversal. Okay, next we are going to discuss about that transversal on parallel lines. Okay, here till now we discussed about that transversal on intersecting lines. Okay, and this is that classification. So next we are going to discuss about that angles made by a parallel line and transversal on that parallel lines. Okay.